Look, ain't no limit to the game I spit. Ain't no gimmick, thug nigga since I was a jit. Hellcat with the Henny sounding like a Harley. Triple white with the Sprite got me feeling garlic. Watch clothes, hoes, everything is hard as shit. These hoes in the streets say that I'm a heartless bitch. I'm a heartless bitch, bruh. Heartless. I've been there for a long time. A heartless bitch. Very long time. I just wanted to hit y'all with a little something, give y'all a little taste, man. It was only about 5 or 6 bars, something like that, but let y'all know. Something like that. The kid used to do that. Deep Sound Entertainment. You from Carver Shores, you know about me, man. Ill Town Records, Deep Sound Entertainment.
You know about that.
Yeah, we used to get busy with it. For real. But I'm doing this today exclusively for AM Sports Media. It's all about entertainment, folks. It's all about entertainment.
I'm just entertaining.
I'm just busting rhymes just for the hell of it. Just to entertain.
Entertain the folks.
Drinking on a little bourbon. You know it's Bourbon Sundays. And I'm getting busy with it. But I've been telling y'all, man, I can do it all. This is just another example of it. Documentary, fight breakdowns, takes.
All that.
Man, I could even spit a freestyle on it. You feel me? Know what I'm talking about?
All that.
Jits. It's a Florida term like that, man.
Jittybugs. Jittybugs.
Name your favorite content creator that covers boxing that can do all that.
Who can do it, bro?
Name one.
Name one. Name two. Name three. Anyone.
I don't know none.
Because there is none.
Multi-talented. Bringing y'all something different.
It's very different.
Better than what you've seen before.
Showing a little personality. Yeah.
So this is exclusively for AM Sports Media. I ain't getting back in the booth no time soon. I gotta tell y'all, I'm a little rusty for sure. My rhymes don't hit just like they used to. My pattern off a little bit, but I did this in a quick, you know what I'm saying, 10 minutes. I came down and just wrote those quick bars, layered it, dropped it in there, and now it's a show intro.
August 18th.
Like I said, entertainment value, bro. That's what we do over here on AM Sports Media.
Entertainment, bro. We entertain.
So y'all need to join the Discord. Y'all need to join the channel. Y'all need to join the show. We got live panels coming up. It's all about AM Sports Media, dog. We the future. We the future of content creation relative to boxing. So let's get the show started.
Let's get this show started,
bro.
Let's get this show started.
Try to tell them. Multiple styles, multiple skills. I can do it all. I have done it all, man. Look, ain't no limit to the game I spit. Ain't no gimmick, thug nigga since I was a jit. Hellcat with the Henny sounding like a Harley. Triple white with the Sprite got me feeling garlic. Watch clothes, hoes, everything is hard as shit. These hoes in the streets say that I'm a heartless bitch. I'm a heartless bitch, bruh. Heartless. I've been there for a long time. A heartless bitch.
Very long time.
I just wanted to hit y'all with a little something, give y'all a little taste, man. It was only about 5 or 6 bars, something like that, but let y'all know.
Something like that.
The kid used to do that. Deep Sound Entertainment. You from Carver Shores, you know about me, man. Ill Town Records, Deep Sound Entertainment.
You know about that.
Yeah, we used to get busy with it. For real. But I'm doing this today exclusively for AM Sports Media. It's all about entertainment, folks. It's all about entertainment.
I'm just entertaining.
I'm just busting rhymes just for the hell of it. Just to entertain.
Entertain the folks.
Drinking on a little bourbon. You know it's Bourbon Sundays. And I'm getting busy with it.
Yo. What's going on, man? I just wanted to connect with y'all today. I meant to do my Friday evening rant yesterday, actually, and honestly, it's been a real long week for your boy. I've been doing a lot of traveling over the last 2 weeks, and so I didn't quite have the energy for it, but I am gonna do it today. So let's get into it. Hold on real quick. Let me adjust some stuff here. So I don't know what time AJ fight. I know my live will be well done before that, Big Herm. I'm not sure. I know it's sometime Saturday or today. All right. So if you're already in the building, 15 people I see we got in the building, only 4 likes. Make sure you smash the like button, man. We should have the same number of likes as we have people in the building. Go ahead and smash that like button, man, before we get kicked off, so that other people can find this content. 2 more fights before AJ. Okay. All right. I ain't got the AJ fight up or anything like that. I'm not gonna pay for that, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. But certainly I'll end this before the AJ fight starts. So let's talk about it. Devin Haney. I've seen someone in the comment. I've seen a few people in the comment section actually of the latest video, and I actually just dropped a video like a couple of minutes ago about Devin Haney going on a little temper tantrum related to Eddie Hearn. So when you get off here, check that out. But I did a video earlier today, and that video was in reference to the interview that was done by Devin Haney with Andre Ward. They did that video, or they did that interview, and it dropped sometime last week. And I went through about 2 minutes of it. Shout out to DJ Blacktron. What's going on with you? I went through about 2 minutes of it, and I kind of played this clip because I wanted people to understand the essence of what it was that I was talking about. And don't blame Jason for this video. This is all on me. You know, I've always been the villain of the channel, and I don't mind being vilified because I'm going to say what it is that I feel is correct. And if I stand corrected, then that's okay as well. You can correct me. But Andre Ward pushed Devin Haney on this whole notion of PEDs versus skill set. And he also made reference to it when he interviewed Eddie Hearn. This was probably about a month or so ago. He interviewed Eddie Hearn. And he mentioned something to the effect of, when you are a great fighter, matter of fact, I can actually, you know what, I'm going to bring up the short, because I actually did a short, and the short kind of encompasses everything that I'm talking about, because he literally said basically what I said, which was like really interesting. So let me share here real quick. So I'm just going to pull up another YouTube tab here. Let's see. Forgive me, my computer has been tripping with the keyboard. I think I gotta buy a new keyboard. But so let me see. Let's find AM Sports, the #1 boxing channel. I'm telling you, it's #1, dog. It was this short right here. I just did this short as well, but it was this short here. I almost got 10,000 views. I didn't even realize that. So let me play this short real quick so you guys can check out exactly what I'm talking about. Andre Ward and I have been aligned on this topic. When you are a C-level fighter, weight becomes an issue. If you're an elite fighter and you're fighting against a guy that only has one weapon, his weight doesn't matter, because you're going to take away that one weapon. His weight wouldn't matter. But because you are not an elite fighter, 3.2 pounds could matter.
For a great boxer, somebody can be heavier than you, and that won't make the difference. I can have enough skill and enough IQ to offset that extra weight and put this boxing on you, and all the alcohol, all the bad habits, that's gonna come out.
When you are so that right there is what I was talking about, and that also goes with, you know, just the PEDs in general. Like Ryan Garcia, by Devin Haney's own account, is not an elite fighter. He's a C-class fighter. He said from his own mouth that Ryan Garcia didn't belong in the ring with him. So a fighter that has one weapon, which is a left hook, and we've known that left hook has been powerful and fast for quite some time. If that's the only weapon that the gentleman has, then you should be able to take that away as an elite fighter. We've seen this happen in the past. We've seen fighters in the ring on steroids and lose. Now, I'm actually going to bring up what Andre Ward had to say. Let me bring my screen back up because I want to bring up what Andre Ward had to say about this, because I do feel that it is important to listen to what he had to say here. And it starts somewhere around the 37, maybe mid 37 mark, somewhere here.
They actually justified that. I'm looking at fans saying, I told you he was fine. Look at him, bro. Just because he won don't mean he was good. But look, he don't look good. So the first round happened, bro. You said you had a great camp. This what I don't understand. I don't know how. Was he that fast with his left hook? Because I know y'all worked on it because you said it.
Yeah.
So Andre Ward is challenging Devin Haney here. He's challenging him. He's saying, I know you worked on this. And what he's essentially saying is, how did you keep getting caught with the same punch? I know you worked on this. How did you keep getting caught with the same punch? That's exactly what he's saying.
How did you get hit with that shot early in the fight? I mean, talk to me.
It's boxing. You can't swim without getting wet. You're going to get hit. I got hit.
I felt like the times when you stood your ground and then slowly pushed him back, it was a totally different fight.
Yeah.
When you gave up ground, he got bold. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely saw that. I don't want to talk too much on the fight because I could say, oh, I could have did this, and that. Well, he could have not took PEDs too. PEDs don't.
See, this is what I'm saying. Andre Ward, he knows what Andre Ward is saying to him. He's challenging him on his inability to stop from getting hit with a left hook over and over and over. Yet the first thing out of Devin Haney's mouth is about the PEDs. And I like where Andre Ward is going. And if you understand nuance, if you read between the lines, if you actually listen and hear it with an unbiased ear, you can hear how Andre Ward is essentially challenging him. Let's keep going.
Don't just magically pop up in your system. And if they do, then you can justify it, right? You should be able to justify how I got in your system, and it would set you free. The truth will set you free. That's the truth.
So you feel like it was just the PEDs that beat you, or do you think it was his skill set plus the PEDs?
PEDs, I mean, it's going to enhance whatever you already got. He wasn't a bum fighter before that. You know, he wasn't just trash. So he always showed power and speed.
But you initially stated that he was a C-class fighter and that he didn't even belong in the ring with you. So now, how is it possible that you're now referencing his skill set for the reason why you kept getting caught with a left hook when just a few months ago, prior to the fight, you were saying that he didn't even belong in the ring with you? That makes no sense. And when I call it out, people get upset with me because I'm calling it out. That's what I don't understand. And I saw a couple of people in the comments section. You know what? I'm not going to even make y'all famous because I was going to read your comment off, but I'm not going to read your comment because I'm not going to make you famous. But people saying, oh, I used to support the channel, but, you know, I don't like your takes and all this stuff. I cannot stand when people come to the channel talking about what they like and don't like about my takes or Jason's takes. I don't care, right? The channel, I'm going to give my take, and the channel is for you to come on and give your opportunity to give your take. Big Herm know he gets the opportunity to come on and give his take. Anybody that attends these live streams know that you get the opportunity to come on and give your take. So I don't care if you don't like my take. You can tell me in the comment section why my take is wrong, and I'll tell you why I believe your take is wrong. And then we move on. But the platform is for, it's kind of your platform, right? It's you get the opportunity to say whatever it is that you want to say on this platform. So miss me with the, I used to do this and I used to do that. I don't really care. I don't really care. Now, here's the problem. Here's one of the problems that we have in the sport of boxing. And I'm going to say this, and I know some people are going to get mad at it, but you know what? I don't care, because it's true. We have a couple issues in the sport of boxing. Number one, we got a lot of people who are simply sycophants. They are sycophants of an individual. They're sycophants of a particular fighter. And because they are sycophants of this fighter, nothing that is said makes any sense outside of what their personal beliefs are. What's up with your skills from New Orleans? Nothing matters outside of their personal beliefs and what they believe this fighter should be and what this fighter is. That's number one. Number two, unfortunately, there are a lot of boxing fans who are not very educated. And it is what it is. And you got a lot of them that mimic the environment that the fighter came from. So they're as uneducated as some of these fighters. And that's just truth. I'm speaking truth. That's not to knock anybody. I'm simply speaking truth. And because they don't take the time, what's going on with your Detroit BC? Because they don't take the time to do any kind of research and try to gain any level of true understanding, they become upset when you say something that is counterintuitive, at least to them, about their favorite fighter. Think about something, guys. Andre Ward said in this clip, I don't know if I played it in this clip or if I played it in the previous video, but Andre Ward said, correct me if I'm wrong, but he only tested positive the week of the fight. He didn't test positive in any other previous test, and then he tested positive subsequent to the fight, which means, which is what Andre Ward was alluding to, he only had ostarine in his system on fight week. That was it. That's when he had ostarine in his system. And I've seen people talk stupid shit about microdosing and all this other stuff. If you're microdosing in a way that would allow you to not get detected from a urine or blood test, then why would you do something different that would allow you to get caught the week of the fight? Like, a lot of people just say stuff and they don't understand what it is that they're saying, and they don't understand how PEDs work. Number one, Big Herm, DJ Black Charm, Desmond Johnson, Skills from New Orleans, Detroit BC, All Things, Mr. Shan, Mr. Blue. If either one of you, if any of you today took some performance enhancing drug today, and you took it for the next 5 months, and all you did was go to work and sit on your couch, you wouldn't be no damn stronger in 6 months than you are right now. You would be no stronger. You would be no faster. All you would have is steroids in your system. Steroids are not a magic elixir. You don't take it like Popeye's spinach and become extraordinarily strong or fast. That's not how they work. How steroids work is, in conjunction with you working out, they allow you to recover faster than you would otherwise if you were not on steroids. That's what they do. So, Mr. Shan, Big Herm, All Things, Detroit, what? If you guys were working out constantly right now, today, and it took you did, let's say you had a 3-day split where you did, on Monday you did an exercise routine, let's call it upper body, and then on Thursday you did upper body again, right? And you were doing that because it takes you roughly 3 days to recover so that you can work out to your maximum. What the steroids would allow you to do is cut that maybe in half, depending on what the steroid is. So now, instead of being unable to work out until Thursday, man, now you can work out maybe late Tuesday or early Wednesday, which means now per week you're getting in more reps, which makes you bigger, which makes you stronger, which makes you faster in a short amount of time. I hear you, Detroit. That's how steroids work. And then you got other steroids that add red blood cells to your blood that allows you to have better endurance. That's how they work. and they work over time with you repeatedly using them and working out. You don't just put it in. So if you put anything in your system and worked out for a week, you're not going to see that much of an advantage in a week. They don't work like that. So if Ryan Garcia only had Ostarine in his system for a week, what kind of advantage could he have really had in a fight? That's number one. That's the first point. This is just me using logic. Here's point number two. Ostarine has failed clinical trials. Stage 2 clinical trials. They failed. Do you know what stage 2 and 3 and stage 1 clinical trials are? It's when you take a substance and you test it at different stages to prove its efficacy or effectiveness. So you got stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. The reason why I know this is because I used to invest in pharmaceutical companies, and I used to invest in small pharmaceutical companies that I felt had drugs that were in a certain stage of, whether stage 1, stage 2, or stage 3 of clinical trials, that if those drugs if they passed the FDA standards, then that company was going to take off. So I learned about these stages of drugs while I was investing. So it failed stage 2 clinical trials, which means they could not prove that it was actually effective in, I think it was muscle recovery. So if that's the case, then there's really no scientific evidence as of today that proves that Ostarine even has that kind of ability, effectiveness. But the reason why they are going to ban a substance like Ostarine, because it could potentially have a benefit. The key word is potentially. So many people say it's banned, it's banned, it's banned. So it's banned for a reason. It's banned because it could potentially have an effect, but it has not been proven yet. And because I parse out these nuances, to say, hey, this is what is really happening. I don't just take this wide-ranging narrative. That's the reason why, and I don't get into politics, but that's the reason why politics in our country is so effective, because there are so many people in the United States that are completely morons, that they don't sit back and they don't actually understand. Well, they sit back and they listen to large-ranging, broad narratives, and they don't think about the nuances. I've told you guys, arguments, comments, positions, perspectives are not binary. I've said this on multiple occasions. They're not binary. You have to dig through the details of what's going on to truly understand what is being said to you. I'm sorry, who just left my live? Oh, what's going on with your GHB TV? What's going on with you? You have to, arguments are not binary. So you have to understand the nuances of these things. I am not a scientist by any stretch of the imagination, but what I am is someone who is fairly intelligent, and what I can do is go through and read the clinical trials of a drug to understand exactly what the effectiveness of that drug is supposed to be, and whether or not they have been able to prove whether or not that drug actually does what people think it does. So, should Ryan have been suspended? Absolutely, because he had it in his system, and whoever gave it to him, whether he took it intentionally or not, the intent was for him to gain some type of advantage, which I believe, and so does Andre Ward, they believe that it was to allow him to cut weight. He was trying to cut the weight. And that's fine. He should be suspended for trying to cut the weight. But the Ostarine was not the reason why he was able to continuously land the left hook. It wasn't. It's just that simple. And in one situation, he's talking about, he being Devin Haney, he's on the interview literally saying, well, he was always fast. He always had a left hook. Well, then why is it beyond the pale of reason to believe that he could have then just landed it on you? Like, I showed you all, and maybe you haven't gotten the opportunity to see my video yet, but I certainly can bring it up and share it real quick. Devin Haney, he's susceptible to getting hit with a left hook. I became curious. So I went back and looked at the Linares fight, and I looked at the condensed version, and I was able to piece together all of these left hooks.
Ooh, every bit of a 10-1 favorite. Oh, a left hook there from. There's a little left hook. Nice exchange in the middle of the ring there, and they'll do it again. He's doing here in round number 6. Left hook from Haney.
Linares took that shot well. Beautiful punch. Beautiful left hook by Haney.
Oh, that perhaps on wounded knees.
Butters, look for that right hand over the top.
Caught him again. Caught him again. Double left hook.
Double left hook by Linares. It's not. He's been hit before with left hooks. Now all of a sudden he's getting hit with a guy that his specialty, his bread and butter, is the left hook. And Devin has been hit. He was hit flush with it by Linares. But now you're getting hit by a guy with power with a left hook. That's what I'm saying. And so is it not possible? Come on, guys. It is possible that all of a sudden now he's getting hit by Ryan Garcia, who is fast and can throw a left hook, and his left hook is unconventional. And it landed and it put him, it hurt him. So stop with that. Stop coming to the comment section talking about, oh, I'm this and I'm that. I'm hating on Devin. And I appreciate you, GHB TV, Greg Hackett in the building. Impressive video 100. Appreciate you. I'm not hating. I see what is going on. I'm looking at it. I'm breaking it down. I'm looking for the nuances of a particular situation before I make a comment on it. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm attempting to do. So it becomes disturbing to me when I see people coming in the comment section because I'm saying something that they don't 100% agree with. Like, I'm fine if you don't agree with what I'm saying. That's fine. But to pretend as though what I'm saying doesn't make sense, that is where I gotta draw the line. I gotta push back on you because I know what I'm saying is making a lot of sense. It's making a lot of sense. All things, appreciate you. Y'all smash the like button, man. Smash the like button. I'm just giving y'all a little content until Anthony Joshua fights today. But I wanted to come on and address this because I felt like when I was looking at the comment section, it's like, if you disagree, you're hating. It's not hate to disagree. It's not hate to point out something that you see as different, non-factual. A lot of these fighters, they're going to say whatever they're going to say to make themselves appear to be a certain way. And that's not, it's my job to point out, hey, I disagree with this. This is a fallacy. Here's where you've contradicted yourself in the past. You said this last month and now you're saying this month. Those two things don't connect. That's my job. Detroit BC Greg, what's known ain't got to be spoke on. Constructive criticism doesn't exist these days. Facts. But not only that, people want to be fooled. They want to be fooled, Detroit. They want to be fooled. And when you go against the grain, when you say something that is different than what they believe, it becomes an issue. It becomes a huge issue. And so I'm not to get along. How did Kwame Brown say? Something get along gang? I can't remember exactly what it was he said, but I'm not here to be a part of the get along gang. I say what I feel. You know, I have my biases, for sure. I have my biases. That's the other thing that I don't like about a lot of content creators, boxing fans. I've said this on more. I have a bias. We all have biases. And when someone tells me that they don't have a bias, that tells me that they're full of shit. Because we all got biases. You know what I'm saying? We got certain fighters that we like. We got certain fighters that maybe we don't dislike, but maybe we're not fans of. And our opinions may, vary. They may lean towards our favorite fighter, but at least support how you feel, what you see. Support that with intelligent facts, things that you have observed, things that you can articulate about your particular fighter that makes you believe that what you're saying is factual. And try to your very best, because I know this is very difficult for many of us to do as well. Try your very best not to contradict yourself, because that's what many people do as well. So I've been going on now for 31 minutes. I am going to drop the link in the comment section because I do want to get y'all thoughts on this. But I saw it today, and honestly, I don't want to say I was enraged, because I seldom get enraged, but it pissed me off. It pissed me off because some of the stuff that people say just doesn't make any sense, and they just need to take the time to think about what it is that they're saying before they speak. I'm biased against drug cheats. I'm surprised that's not the general case. No, a lot of us are biased against drug cheats. No one is giving Ryan Garcia a pass, and if that's what you're understanding from what I'm saying, then you're not listening to me. He's not getting a pass. He tried to use the Ostarine, or somebody in his camp gave him the Ostarine, intentionally or unintentionally. He consumed it, and they tried to get an advantage of losing weight without having to put in the appropriate work. That is wrong, but that's not the reason why he kept getting caught with a left hook. Those are two separate topics. And I don't understand why y'all don't understand that. Those are two different topics. So I just posted the link in the comment section. I'm going to pin it, and then I'm going to keep on going. We got different topics here, man. No one is condoning what Ryan Garcia did, right? And let me make another statement here, too, before I go on, because this is another thing that pissed me off. And I'm going to say it right now. We got pinged on multiple occasions in the Discord and in the comment section on our videos. And there were people there talking about, why haven't we commented on, oh, there we got Mr. Greg Hackett in the building, man. What's going on with you, fam?
I'm chilling, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm doing good. I tell you what, I go on my little rant afterwards. What are your thoughts on what I just said? I think people get confused when I say there's a difference between cheating, trying to get an advantage, and or being able to look at the details associated with the drug, being able to look at the nuances of the situation and say, well, that's not really why this occurred. It occurred because you weren't doing what it was that you needed to do. What's your thoughts on that?
I think first, like, when people taking what you saying wrong, I think it has to do with them paying attention to your facial expressions and really trying to read too much into it. Because what you saying is perfect, and the video broke it down itself. You know what I mean? It was just an issue that got exploited. You know what I mean? It was something that he already had going on. He really had trouble catching that left hook or getting away from it. And you got in there with a guy who's actually a hooker. Like, he's perfect at hooking, and he got a fast hook. He tall, he's strong, and he caught you with it. It was like the first shot he caught you with in the first round. So everything you saying is true, man. People got to sometimes take their feelings out of it and really just listen to what somebody's saying. And I mean, I don't look at it like hate, because at the end of the day, I look at it as help, actually, because it's an issue that's being attacked that he should fix. And if he really want to move on with his career and be in a good spot, he should listen in himself. You know what I mean?
No, totally agree with that. And people think that I dislike Devin Haney. I've said on multiple occasions that I like his dad. I like what his dad is doing for him. I like the way that his dad is moving him. It makes sense. He's making him a popular fighter. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's great. Right. The thing that I saw and the thing that like resonated with me once I saw the Linares fight, I was telling Jason, I was like, something is missing here with Devin. Like, I see holes in his games. There's opportunities to take advantage of things that he's doing. They're comparing him to Floyd in this fight, and he's not like Floyd. And it was strange to me what they were doing and why they were doing it. Detroit BC, what's going on with you, fan? What you got on the topic?
Hey, first off, fellas, I got to say, both of y'all niggas got the smoothest name on earth. You know? It happens to be mine as well.
Okay.
But on Dev, I like Dev, man. But the whole comparison with Floyd, like you said, he's not. Love what Bill is doing with the kid. Love it. He put him in position. And they took the other way. And they made it work. And that, you can't do nothing but take your hat off and give all praises to. But on the boxing side, some changes do need to be made. Because, hey, that video didn't lie. I already knew it, been examined it. You got to tighten up. Because the further you go, the tougher the competition get. And if you can't do nothing to surpass it, you're going to get stopped. And that little motherfucker from up Gregway, them lefts gonna hurt something. Tank jump in and catch you with one. But I rock with them all. Just a diehard fan, man.
Man, they were talking about Boots at one point, right after the what's my boy name? Kid from Louisiana. Huh?
Oh.
I'm losing it. Yeah, Regis, Prograde. They were talking about trying to jump up and fight Boots as a possibility. I'm like, he'd get killed. He'd get slaughtered. Like, I was surprised they were even talking about that. And
I never heard that one.
You didn't hear that? Yeah, they talked about Thurman, and they talked about the possibility of trying to go up and fight Boots. And I'm like, he gets slaughtered. Like, Devin is stuck, to me personally, I think, between a rock and a hard place, because he's at 140. It's going to be challenging for him to make the weight. I think he weighed in at like 165 when he fought Prograde. And if he moves up to 47, you got some guys that are going to be a lot rangier, like Boots, like Stanionis. Those guys are going to be bigger, rangier, and they're going to have the ability to land from the outside, where I believe that Devin has been able to take advantage of having, size advantages and very long arms. And he doesn't have a lot of pop to keep guys honest. I think he's in a tough situation. Like, I think he's going to try. I think that's why Eddie Hearn mentioned that maybe he should come back at a catch weight, because they're going to try to find the appropriate opponent for him. Someone who maybe doesn't have a whole lot of pop. Maybe somebody to be willing to come down to 144 and fight him. But would not be a real dangerous fight for him. Real quick, let me give Twan from the Foe quick love $5. Who y'all think Tank should fight first? Ryan, who wants to end all ninjas and Muslims, or 2, who called him a monkey. So let me comment, because that's where I was about to go real quick before y'all answer that. Jason and I have had this channel now for almost 2 years. We don't get into the personal lives of fighters. We only talk about boxing, dog. So if somebody make a comment, racial comment, we don't talk about it. We didn't talk about Ryan. We didn't talk about T.O. We didn't talk about Devin's situation in California. We didn't talk about we haven't talked about any of the Charlo stuff. We don't talk about that. That's not our stuff. We keep it strictly boxing, because I don't ever want to be in the streets and one of these boxers find me out there and put me into the dirt. So I'm not talking about their personal lives. It's just that simple. What do you guys have on that?
Go ahead, Greg.
Oh, you mean like the issue you just talking about?
Yeah. I don't talk about that stuff. I mean, they saying.
It's your show. If we ain't talking about it, we ain't.
No. I'm talking about. They say, who should he fight first? That's the question.
Oh.
Who should Tank fight first?
Should Tank fight?
Yeah, either Ryan or I guess T.O.
I mean, we seen him in there with Ryan already. We already seen how that could go. I would love to see T.O. because we ain't never see T.O. in there with a guy like Tank. You know what I mean? We never seen him. We seen him in there with Lomachenko, who's a great southpaw, but we ain't seen him in there with a southpaw puncher that could kind of do the same things Lomachenko can do. You know what I mean? Not the same style. It don't come off the same way, but the move, the quick feet, you know what I mean? The fast hands, the power, things like that. Yeah, so I would like to see T.O. and Tank for sure.
I would love to see that fight as well. Detroit BC, what you think?
You know what? I was on this brother's show earlier listening, and he said Gary Antoine Russell. I would love to see that fight. T.O. ain't a bad fight, but Gary, hey, that little motherfucker gonna come to scrap. He ain't playing no games. He's a dog. Win or lose. And for the most part, he win. He had the one little hiccup, but he coming. I would love to see that one. That would be a fight, and it would sell crazy out there.
It would.
Area.
Yeah, it would. You're right about that.
Make the trip out that way.
Yeah. 2 Cent, what's your thoughts on that?
What up, what up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
What's going on? I think it really don't matter who Tank fight at this point. I do think he's like unstoppable at 135. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would like to see the T.O. fight. The Gary Antoine Russell fight is cool, but he's coming off a loss, so that would be my only qualm about that is that he's coming off a loss. I would like to see him. I would like to see these guys get in the ring with Tank, coming off a win or one of their best performances. But I think the Gary Antoine Russell fight is cool. How competitive do y'all think that fight would be? Because I feel like Gary Antoine got a lot of holes in his defense.
But he come to scrap, 2 Cents. And then we got to get off that Mayweather stuff. Everybody ain't going to be undefeated. What we want is some good fights.
No, I didn't say undefeated. I just said...
She want to see him come off a win.
He's defeated.
No, she wants to see him coming off of a win, though. She's not saying whether or not she cares about him being undefeated. Just coming off of a win.
I don't even care. Because he comes and he fights with his heart.
But that's what's going to get him knocked out. That's what's going to get him knocked out.
What the fuck?
Fighting with your heart. No, that's not. No.
I hear where you're coming from, Detroit. Because you got to think about it. There's too many people that are trying to protect fighters. When in reality, we got to get these fighters in there for them to have the best fights, right? And back in the day, and I'm talking probably 80s and 90s, dudes got in there and they got busy, man. And it wasn't about your record, right? It was about the best fighting the best. That's why we got Sugar Ray. We got Sugar Ray versus Leonard, and Leonard versus Duran, and Duran versus Hagler, and Hagler versus Hearn, and Mike fought everybody that was available to him. And it's just, we got to get out of that. And people try to blame Mayweather. I don't think it's Mayweather, man. I just think that there's a lot of business involved with boxing, with people who believe that they have the ability to earn a certain amount of dollars if they can maintain that O. And I'm talking about on the boxer's side. And in reality, they would probably earn more money by being more active, and giving the fight fans the fights that we want to see, because they become more popular just by getting their name out there more. That's just my opinion.
But you know what, Greg, too, just to get my 2 cents about that, I think a lot of people try to kind of place that blame on the fans, like, oh, once a fighter lose, y'all want to throw away. But you got to think, it's kind of coming from the top down, because once these fighters lose, they out of position. So their pay gets cut in half, and all of these things happen once they take a loss. So it's not necessarily, oh, I'm trying to protect my O because I don't want to lose. Like, this is going to affect me financially also. So I'm not sure if the fighters were more active, if they would be more inept to, take more fights and take a loss. But then on top of that, you got the fighters that you want to see fight more who don't fight as much because they are getting paid so much money when they do fight. So it's just like a cycle of how do we fix this? And a lot of it is coming from the top down, and they try to scapegoat the fans as if it's our fault, but it's really not.
2 cents, I got to say. Listen, when Canelo lost to Bivol, what happened? But he is the exception because he's the face. He top dog. But right back to it. If we don't get power, it won't exist. The fans control the game. We just don't know it.
Yeah. I think we know it. I just think. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was going to say, I honestly feel like what it is glorifying. We decide to glorify one guy. And with Spence, it was like everybody I knew people who didn't even watch boxing. They was talking about Earl Spence just off of what they heard, and they was glorifying Earl Spence. And then when he lost to Bud, it was like, oh, he just ain't got it. He ain't that good. Because it's people that we don't know. You know what I mean? That don't know. It's people that don't know about the game. And I think it's partially the business, and I think it's partially the fans. The business, I say, because once the promoters get a guy who can sell, they kind of like, hold up, I don't want nothing to happen to this guy. You know what I mean? So we gonna fight. We gonna fight all the careful fights. Like they gonna be good fights, but it ain't gonna be nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? Where you get caught up in the brawl and you might get hurt or you might get put out, and then that's the end of that story. Now we gotta find another guy, and we might not have that guy. The reason I say that is because look how Bob Arum treated Shakur. He automatically jumped on the Keyshawn train and jumped on the Abdullah Mason train. So it's almost a shot at the fighters. Like, look, I can find another one. You know what I mean? Fighters come a dime a dozen. So it is a tough situation. And like the young lady 2 Cents said, it's like it was a real important piece she said. But it's just bad. It's bad because the fighters, they think they come in with the mentality thinking they gotta be perfect to sell. When really the true fans, we still respect warriors. You know what I mean? Arturo Gotti, he had a bunch of losses, but them Italians, they loved him because he came back and fought. You know what I'm saying? He came back and fought. Gabe Rosado was able to make money in boxing because he didn't turn down nothing but his collar. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they called that man with a fight, that man said, you know what? I'm going in there and I'm going to fight like it's my last every time. So the fighters kind of get discouraged too. When they take a loss, they kind of start acting like it's over. And I think it's really your attitude. If you go in there like, man, listen, I don't care about that. That's the past. You know what I mean? Let me get past that by beating this guy. Then, the tables turn. You know what I mean? So the game it's crazy. It is crazy, though.
Yeah, I think the game is crazy. And to piggyback off your point, it's like you got to have a situation where I guess maybe it's not but like, and fighters have to be willing to do this as well. We got to elevate these fighters and get them exposed, right? Fighters got to be on different platforms. Fighters have to be willing to like Floyd did. Floyd went on Dancing with the Stars to build his profile, right? We got to get fighters exposed to different areas of society and not just on Twitter or tweeting all the time, so that they get that exposure so people become interested in seeing who they are. So regardless, because think about it, man, when you are genuinely interested in the boxer, you don't give a shit if they lose. You don't care. What you want to do is you want to see that fighter. You want to get the opportunity to see that fighter go. That's what you want to see, because that's your guy. You have become invested in that fighter. And right now, I would say promoters, I would say maybe even managers, they're not doing a really good job of positioning fighters where they are getting exposed so that people understand who they are, understand their story, and become connected with them. Mm-hmm. Yep. 2 Cents, you there? Listen, I see you there, but I can't hear you. I don't think maybe 2 Cents is in there. I see her popped up here on the screen, but I can't hear her talking if she's trying. 2 Cents, you might want to go out and come back in if you're trying to talk, because I can't hear you. Can y'all hear 2 Cents?
Yeah, we can hear. Well,
I can't hear her. I can't hear her. Go out and come back in. But yeah, man, these fighters, we gotta get them in a position where they are getting more exposure, man, so that they're not worried about, hey, if I take a L, I just took an L, and it's okay. There go 2 Cents. Yeah, I just took an L.
Real quick, go ahead.
I
want to piggyback off something you and Greg were saying real quick. Like,
yep.
I think Earl Spence was really an example of, I'm gonna give all the fans good fights. Like, to the point where I'm not even going to take no tune-up. Now, whether it was a good idea or not, or it was to his detriment, but when you seen Earl fight, it was finna be a fight. It was finna be a competitive fight. It wasn't finna be no gimme fight or nothing like that. And I think people really, truly appreciated that. And that is why even after the loss he took to Terrence Crawford, his fans are still rocking with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He still got a fan base. He still could possibly do a fight and do good numbers. Now, he had a lot of other issues that came into play that, might affect his career moving forward. But those are the type of things that fans want to see from fighters. We do understand that sometimes you got to have a stay busy fight or in between fight, or every fight can't just be the toughest fight. But we also don't want to see you fighting people and you 1,800 odds and it's just a trash fight. Everybody's saying they know you go, you know what I'm saying? You got to mix it up. And that's all we want to see from these fighters is we just want to see y'all the fighters mix it up and fight competitive fights that the fans perceive to be competitive. Because I have a problem when people say, oh, he don't need to fight him, he'll beat him. Well, it's a fight that people think will be competitive. So why not make the fight? Regardless of whether you think they're going to beat them, let's see. And that'd be my only issues with fans is that, you'll call for a fight and want to see a fight and they're like, oh, he'll just watch him. Well, let's see. Especially if it's a number of people calling for the fight.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Going to fight somebody nobody know or coming off knockout losses or you get what I'm saying? Like these resumes and these boxes are being too manufactured. I understand there has to be some level of that at some point in the career, but you're trying to manufacture your way all the way to stardom. And then when you don't get the credit or whatever it feel you deserve, you feel some type of way and you feel everybody hating on you. But no, we're not. We know what our eyes have seen throughout your career.
Hey, 2 cents. I swear to God, as soon as you said that shit, Bud popped up on the screen. He was getting interviewed.
I didn't say no names. I didn't say no names.
But we know who you were talking about. We know who you were talking about. But I want to piggyback off that because I think you have a great point there. These fighters, and I think fight fans. Let me go to the fight fans. I think a lot of the fight fans support this type of behavior, but only with their favorite fighters. And you can hear it in a lot of their rationale and how they actually reason certain things, right? Think about it like, one fighter needs to move up and fight in a specific weight class before they get the opportunity to face a specific fighter. But another fighter doesn't have to. And it's all stemming around their favorite fighter, right? And what happens too often is I think fight fans, they live vicariously through the fighters, right? The fighters become an extension of them. And so if they lose, or if the fighter lose, then they lose, right? And something is shattered in them, right? So like you've built this aura of invincibility for your fighter, and you want that to remain. And so you try to help your fighter and you make these weird arguments and support your fighter in not fighting the best competition for weird ass reasons, right? Like he ain't done enough to actually get in the ring yet. Then you got this other guy that has done even less than that, but you're fully supporting that fight. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? We need to make sure that, again, we're giving the fighters the appropriate exposure, and you can't get so connected to a fighter where it's like you'll do anything to not see that fighter lose. So any thoughts on that?
I think that goes into me saying the glorifying. You know what I mean? People are treating boxers like football teams. You're looking for one guy and one guy only, when really they don't understand. Every 4 years, the shit change. For real. Every 4 years, you get a new list of names where it might be every 2 years. You know what I mean? But I say every 4, you get a new list of guys who look like they now gonna be the champion or be the favorite. And you got people who just, like you said, they strung up on one person, and then when they lose, they like, well, you know what, fuck boxing. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. That's just a lot of people. I mean, when you got so many people getting involved with something they don't understand or don't really love, then you're going to get that. You know what I mean? The problem is, in today's world, everybody has a voice. And that's not a problem, having a voice. But when you don't know what you're talking about or you're saying anything, that's when it becomes a problem.
I agree with that. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier when I was going on my little bit of a rant there, is that everybody has their opinion. I don't mind you having an opinion, and our opinions are going to be biased to a certain extent, and I understand that. But at least try to support your opinion with some kind of rationale or fact, and you'll get respect. But when you come off and these weird ass takes that make absolutely no sense and they're not supported by any logic, I think that's when you kind of run into an issue. 2 Cent, what's your thoughts on that?
I think the thing people really don't understand, because I was at one point a quote unquote casual boxing fan, and it really takes a conscious effort to understand what's going on in boxing and how it works. I'm talking about, like, I didn't even really understand the weight class. I'm like, well, why this fighter can't fight this fighter? My brothers had to break it down for me. They like they're in a different weight class. I'm like, what you mean? He had to break it down and 4 different sanctioning bodies. So I'm like, why the hell is everybody a champion? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, why everybody got a belt? And so it took a conscious effort for it to be broken down and to really understand it. Now, the issue comes into where you do try to correct these people or explain the logic, and they just reject it. And they just want to continue on with it. Like, that's where the problem, it's not the fact that they don't know or they feel how they feel. And then you also have people intentionally misleading these fans. It's to the point to where you can have somebody come on your channel, you going back and forth. I know which content creators you watch, because I know where you getting that bullshit from that you talking about.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And these people are intentionally misleading these people. And I mean, it's going to happen. You're not going to stop it. It's media. It happens in media. But people just got to just learn and listen. Just listen and just make your opinions based off of sound logic, like Greg was saying. Just come from a logical place using common sense. None of us know nothing. We not in them tables. We not in them rooms. It's all subjective. We all going off hearsay. Of course we are. It's all subjective, but you can make informed opinions. A lot of these fans is just emotional for their favorite fighter, and it's cool. You need those kind of fans or whatever, but some people are just relentless. And Greg, you get the most, I don't know, hate, I guess you could say. And I'm not understanding why.
Which Greg you talking about?
AM.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
These people this is one of the most logical channels on in this space. I don't understand why y'all be so mad, but I think they just like coming at you because obviously common sense makes you a villain in these YouTube streets.
Yeah.
So you tend to attract the most hate, but it's all good. It's all good.
So I'll say this: I attract what I attract because, number one, I'm logical. Number two, I can articulate it in a way that a lot of people aren't used to, and I think number three, I'm an ass. I'm an arrogant ass. And sometimes people pick up on stuff like that, and that's fine too. I'll admit that. But yeah, these one of the things I want to piggyback on what you were talking about, and Greg, I want you to tell me if this is part of the reason why you started your channel. But I saw a lot of content creators out there, and I was like, this is BS. Like, a lot of the stuff that they were putting out there is BS. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You can tell that they have a specific alliance, and I'm not talking about a bias towards because they like a particular fighter. No, I'm talking about a financial alliance with a particular entity, and I'm like,
talking about YouTube payola.
Yeah, YouTube payola. That's exactly right. And I just feel like we could add to the space in terms of just being overall logical and then pointing out things that maybe people are not really thinking about. And I think that's part of the reason too why we get hate, because not only do I'll point it out, but to the point that to the extent that I did earlier, I'll provide you with like clips of the fight that here's the reason why I'm saying this. I'm not pulling it out of my ass. I'm saying it for a reason. And people, when you put it in their face like that, where they can't just outright reject it behind some kind of irrational thought, then they become upset and even more irrational and combative. But Greg, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, for me, it was my man Mill from YSL. He kept saying, G, start a channel. People like to hear your takes, and they, it's something for you to do. You know what I mean? And you can make some money. You know what I mean? That's how he explained it to me. I never really was super interested. It's crazy though, because I started a channel years ago. You know what I mean? I even got old videos on my channel from when I started, but I never imagined it being something like this. You know what I mean? I never even thought of some of the things that we do on here today. And also, I thought you had to be like a computer head, like somebody that really understand computers. Like the way you just threw that video up there, I would never be able to figure that out. I don't know how that go. You know
I
what I'm
got
saying?
you.
But that's the type of shit I like. But here's the thing. I think there's three classes of people when it comes to the YouTube stuff, right? So you got people who just talking about boxing, you know what I mean, nothing else. Then you got people who they know how to make those videos and do those breakdown videos. Those are very popular, those breakdown videos. And then you got like complete trolls, people who never had a chance at life, or they never felt like they had a chance, or they understand that people love controversy. So like 2 Cent said, they come up on the computer and they just start saying anything. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's okay. All right, boxing is cool, but if we say that Terrence Crawford and Tio got into a fight and it got real ugly, then when you get there, it's just him doing like this. It's like, what? Like, you know what I mean? But imagine how many hits he going to get. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's real. It's slightly messy, but like 2 Cents said, we not going to be able to stop it. You know what I mean? We just got to be true to ourselves. So that's why I continue on, though, because I like, you know what I mean? I like that it is people who really just want to pay attention to the boxing.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to say, Greg, when you first went live, man, because I have been watching you up from YSF, and say I hit you. I see what y'all was having technical difficulties with, because I am a computer head. I said, hold on, but you ain't catch it. Your chat was jumping. But I got a question for you, Doug. And this is something I done asked in a couple different channels, and I've always wondered this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that fighters will cut weight and expect their body to perform at a maximum level? Let's say that guy I just spoke on, as I'm looking at him talking to Fury and Turkey Al-Sheikh, you walking around 170, 180, and you dropping down to 147. You putting a lot of stress on the body. You depleting it of everything to get down. Right. Why would you expect the body to perform at a maximum level? I can't understand this. It's, to me, it seems like you would want to maybe 10 pounds, trim the fat, and you be good to go.
Yeah.
Why do fighters do that, man?
I think because as the game evolved, you know, the fighters became bigger, stronger, and they finding out ways to cut, like you said. So to be able to compete, well, everybody else that's 5'10", they breaking down to 140 pounds. So I got to try to find a way to get down to 140 pounds. Now, trying to get back to 100% and actually compete that night, you get a 24-hour gap, right? So I got to do whatever I can do within those 24 hours to try to get to like some type of supreme level. Even though I might not reach it, at the end of the day, I tried my best. But I do think like when you run 4 miles, that's good. But when you push your body to 8, that is like reaching a level that you never reached. Now, I agree with you though. Fighting, straining your body and fighting the next day is dangerous because you're not going to be able to take everything back. You know what I mean? You're not going to be able to get everything back and replenish yourself to be able to perform at a maximum level. But the truth is we can't tell because fighters not going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? We can't tell that the man not really at his best because he in there with a man that's his size that's doing the same thing. Because if we think about it, if Bud did fight at 168 regularly, he'd be getting beat up.
Yeah. So let me give you my take on this. I honestly think they used to have it right back in the day, in terms of fight. Like you had to weigh in on the day of the fight. That way you don't even have enough time to rehydrate. So you're gonna be at a certain weight class. You know what I mean? I think too often we got guys that are trying to melt themselves down to get an unfair advantage going into a ring so that they can rehydrate back up and they'll be huge, right? I just want to see guys like, to me, Devin Haney is probably at least a 147 pounder, maybe even a 154 pounder. He needs to be fighting there, but he doesn't have the power to fight there. So they shrink him down and put him at 140 where he'll have an advantage. And there's a lot of other fighters that are like that. But if we change the rules a little bit, where it's like you're kind of forcing people to fight more in their weight classes, you'll see different matchups, and I think you would see different records right now because guys wouldn't be able to live in weight classes that they're clearly way too big for.
Yeah, I think, and I agree with the old head, Detroit, BC. We want to see guys be healthy because I feel like, yeah, you get better fights, but it's reached a level. See, when you watch football and stuff, if you ever notice, yeah, they got a coaching core, but then they got like a medical core too, where it's like doctors and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So boxing has like implemented that. Like, all right, well, I got to get me a scientist. I got to get a nutritionist. I got to get somebody that can figure my body out so that I can get the best out of my body. So now you got 6-foot guys. They weighing in at 130 pounds. And you like, how? Like, he walking around 175 pounds. You know what I mean? So everybody's spending money to reach that ultimate level and getting low as possible so that you can appear to be a monster. Because even the monsters are really doing it. Better BF, I believe he walks around probably 220 pounds. You know what I'm saying? But he fight at 175. He only got to make the weight one day. You know what I mean? So he gonna kill himself to make the fight one day, but then go in there and blow up back to 200 or 190. You know what I mean? And he's a complete monster. Like, you know what I mean? So
hey, Greg, I gotta disagree with you on that one, dog.
What?
Better be it. That motherfucker is a devout Muslim. He don't participate in none of the extra shit. He locked in. He happily married, boxing. That's it. Dog don't do nothing. And it shows. He rock solid. I give him maybe walking around at 195. Tops.
I mean, I'm only going off seeing him in person. He looked, when I saw him fight night, he looked like a linebacker. Like, he looked like, and that's just off for fight night. So I'm imagining him being lazy a little bit, falling back. He might blow up to 210, 205. So he a big guy. So I mean, I don't know though.
Yeah.
But hey, for everybody else, I can see it. Like him and we say Caleb Plant. Caleb seems to stay in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Caleb stays in shape.
You got the few guys that's bigger. They always seem like they locked in. Like, oh, hey, it's a fight. What? Hey, yeah, take it. But when you're that much more, you got to stay ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, not better beef.
I mean, but like they say, boxing is a poor man's sport. A lot of these guys come from nothing. You give them a boatload of money, what you think they're gonna do? They're gonna go eat.
Go turn up.
Where are they in the fight right now?
Out of here.
All right, man. All right, Deuce.
All right. I appreciate y'all.
Same, man. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, Detroit. Where are they in the fight? I don't want to distract people from the fight. Is it about to start yet?
Nah. It's
I just got home. Let me try to get the fight on.
The fight is ended. And I don't even know who won this. It was sloppy.
Which fight is it?
I'm about to tell you.
You know, it's very difficult to watch fights at this time. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, because my kids got practice and things like that on the weekend. It's just an odd time to have a fight, in my opinion.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather they have the fight right now than at 11 o'clock at night. Boy, I get so tired of that shit, being up at 11. I'm old. I struggle to be up at 11:30 at night, man.
On the weekend, Greg?
On the weekend, man. My kids kill me. They kill me all week. By the time I get to the weekend, I am tired. I am tired.
It's set. You locked in. Your body shuts down at that time.
Yeah, my body shuts down at I'm trying to stay up till 11:30 for, I think during the Tank and Rolly fight, man, I fell asleep on my theater room floor. I woke up right when the fight was about to start.
You can't lay down, Greg. You gotta stay moving.
Man, I was tired, man. I said, let me just lay on this floor until this fight start. Before I know it, man, the intros and the ring announcements, they were getting ready to kick it out. So I woke up just in time. Good Lord.
Hey, Greg, this is Hutchinson and Boosty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Boosty won, but it was a sloppy fight. It could have been a wrestling match.
Oh, man. These Riyadh cards have not been as good as what people have tried to pretend they are. Hey, did I read Big Herm's super chat because Devin Haney got baptized? I don't think I read your super chat, Big Herm. My bad. I missed it. Because Devin Haney got baptized in his last fight, would it make Tank look worse if he lost to Devin later on? And would it ever be worth it to fight that? Yeah, it'll be worth it to fight Devin, man, because listen, this is kind of what we were talking about earlier today in regards to fighters and not want to give a fighter grace to lose. You know, we want to think that our favorite fighters are indestructible. I know there's a lot of fight fans that actually frequent this channel, although they believe that I'm a hater. They frequent this channel a lot. And you know, they talk about their favorite fighter and they believe that their favorite fighter is indestructible. And I would tell you that their favorite fighter is not indestructible. I would say that every fighter currently fighting, there's a fighter out there that will beat them. And more than likely, they know who that fighter is that will beat them. And they've been avoiding that fighter. And they can say whatever it is that they want to say. A fighter's not worth this and not worth that. But there's always a fighter out there that has your number. And you know, there are fighters out there, like if you were to fight, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. Old hating ass Jason Williams with all that crazy shit. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, all these different fighters, you know, like just like the Four Kings back in the day. You had Hagler, Hearn, Sugar Ray, Duran. Duran beat Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray beat Duran. Although Duran beat Sugar Ray and Sugar Ray beat Hearn, Duran got destroyed by Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Hearn actually beat Sugar Ray in that second fight, but he got destroyed by Marvin Hagler, and Hagler lost to Hearn. It's styles. Styles make fights. So just because Ryan was able to destroy Devin, it's really because he had a specific punch that Devin doesn't know how to deal with. And that doesn't mean that Tank would do the same thing to Devin, although I think Tank beats Devin. But it's completely different fights. And then
you're right. He will not do the same thing to Devin. It'll be much worse.
You think he puts him out of there faster?
Oh, it's gonna be nasty.
I think
about that.
I think Devin tries to stay away from Tank the entire time and tries to use his range. I think Tank eventually gets to him.
I don't think they're ever gonna fight.
I don't think they're gonna fight either. But I think the reason why Ryan was able, I don't think Tank would be as devastating, is because it's gonna take Tank time to close the range because of size, whereas Ryan didn't need to close range. He could hit Devin from the same range Devin could hit him, which means that he hurt him in the very first round.
Yep. Did you watch the interview? I don't know if you've already discussed it. I hopped on late. So
yeah.
Takeaways from the interview with Andre Ward and Devin Haney.
Yeah, so I was talking about that earlier, and I'm glad the good brother Greg jumped on to highlight some of the things that I was saying, and he actually agreed with what I said. Devin is making an excuse in regards to PEDs, and I kind of broke down PEDs and how they work. And you can't just take a PED and sit on your damn couch for 5 weeks and think that all of a sudden you become Superman. And that's what a lot of fans think. They think it's like Popeye spinach, that you just eat a can of spinach and all of a sudden your muscles pop out of your damn skin, and now you running as fast as a cheetah and you can punch as hard as a gorilla. It doesn't work like that. You have to actually train. You have to actually train to do it. So So, yeah, my thoughts were he's making excuses. I think he understands clearly that the guy only got caught with the PEDs in the system, and they were only in there for his last week because he passed every other test. Andre Ward kind of pushed on him a little bit, basically saying that he thinks that somebody just gave him the stuff the last week to try to lose the weight. Ostarine has not been shown to be effective in clinical trials yet. So, and people get it confused with, because it's on a banned substance list, that automatically means that it's effective. No, that's not what it means. It means they're putting it on a list because there's potential for it to possibly be effective, but they may not actually know that it's effective yet. That's the reason why it makes a ban list. So people just don't understand stuff, man. There's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of fight fans that are not that bright. And then they get upset with me when I point out these very clear, articulated reasons as to why I'm saying what I'm saying. And they still get upset with me, calling, you a goofy. But I just showed you that he gets hit with left hooks all the time. He just got hit with a dude, by a dude with a left hook that really got a really good left hook, and it put him out. Man, you a goofy. He was on drugs. So Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney himself said that Ryan Garcia was fast with a left hook prior to the fight. So that had nothing to do with it. No, he was on drugs. Okay.
Not the fact that Ryan Garcia is a knockout artist.
None of that counts. None of that counts. The science behind drugs doesn't matter. The timing in which he did the drug doesn't matter. Nothing matters outside of there was a drug in his system, and I like Devin Haney. Therefore, the drug was the only reason he could beat Devin Haney. Not that the drug didn't even have enough time. There's a lot of guys, and I'm talking about bodybuilders, and you know, a lot of people don't know this, but the bodybuilders are the ones that are actually the experts on drugs, because a lot of these drugs are not legally. They use them. They're the ones that use them. So they're the ones that actually know. There are doctors that'll tell you that if you want to know what drugs actually do to enhance your body, go talk to bodybuilders. They know, because they're the ones that are basically the test dummies. They're the ones that are using it to see how it impacts their bodies. So there's a lot of people in the bodybuilding community that will tell you that Ostarine ain't it. That ain't what you take to try to get an advantage. That ain't it. So still, people don't want to accept that. They just want to tie to a narrative that there was a drug in his system. I like Devin Haney, so the drug was the reason why he was able to continuously land a left hook. Not that he just throws left hooks. Not that Devin Haney has been hit with left hooks by lesser competition. No, it was simply the drugs.
Crazy. Yeah, that's what I got from it too. I mean, what I really got from it is you about to lose again.
Yeah, he gonna lose again.
That's what I got from you. Talking about you did everything right. We need to make no changes. All this, like, you're about to lose again. And I don't know if Devin understands that. I mean, Tank fight is cool, but really your biggest fight is Ryan Garcia rematch.
Yes,
that's
it is
your biggest fight.
Absolutely.
That's who you need to be preparing for. You need to be fighting fighters your size with hook. Like, you need to be working and fixing those things and preparing yourself to fight Ryan again. I don't think he prepared himself to fight Ryan the first time. And even before the fight, I was on these panels and I was like, Ryan Garcia is going to beat Devin Haney, y'all. Devin Haney has not been preparing to fight nobody where he doesn't have all the physical advantages. And I don't know why y'all acting like Ryan Garcia can't fight as if this man haven't been doing this majority of his life. I didn't understand it. Like, I didn't get, Devin Haney about to watch Ryan Garcia. How? No, he's not.
I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you why they believe that. And I said something similar. And I was extremely upset with Ryan Garcia when he showed up to the weigh-in and he was too heavy, because I felt, I'm like, shit. I knew he could beat Devin for the exact same reason you mentioned. Not going into the ring with all the physical advantages. Now you're going to be in the ring with somebody that's your height, with your range, and he has power. What are you going to do when he can hit you from range? That's what I wanted to see, and he failed miserably. And now Devin is using that Ostarine as a reason why. And I tell you, fighters are like this. Fighters fool themselves into believing that whatever happened was something else. It was something. And you really need to be a realist so you can go in there and change whatever the issue is. That's really the issue. And that's the reason why I want to see Terrence Crawford in the ring with somebody that's his height, that has his range, and that is athletic. Because I want to see what happens when someone can hit him from range. When he can't just simply do this, lean back and counter. Wait for you to come in, lean back and counter because he has the reach advantage. He just keeps sitting back and counter, keeps sitting back and counter. The reason why he had issues with Israel Madrimov was because of the feints. And the feints threw off the timing with being able to just lean back and counter. Because that's his go-to weapon. He leans back and he counters. He leans back and he counters. That's his go-to weapon. What happens when he can't do that?
I think Bud lost that fight, man.
I ain't think he lose. I ain't think he lost. I didn't think he lost that fight.
I don't think he lost. I definitely don't think he lost, but
no.
we definitely seen him challenged, I guess you could say. And by somebody with 11 fights at that. And you know what's crazy, Greg, is you hear people say amateurs don't mean nothing, but now all of a sudden,
amateurs mean something.
Fights in the amateurs. Like, what are y'all talking about, guys?
Like, now all of a sudden that makes something. Exactly.
Yeah, it's weird to me, man.
Jason has said that on many occasions. Jason Williams, you know who I would love to see him in the ring with? Jerron Boots Ennis.
Yes, sir.
A guy that can hit him from range. A guy that's athletic.
Who he fought?
Yeah, that's what you're going to get. Who he fought. The same bullshit you always hear. A guy that's big, who can punch from range, who can hit Crawford from range, where Crawford can't simply sit back and counter, which would then make him have to be more aggressive, which would then set him up to be countered.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see. How do you handle that? Then we really will understand where does he really have an IQ like that, or does he just simply have an advantage over most fighters that he's been in the ring with?
With them long ass arms.
He got extremely long arms for his height, and don't get me wrong, he's a terrific counterpuncher, terrific.
Yes,
and so with those long arms and that ability to just lean back and counterpunch has been his bread and butter. What happens when a fighter can hit him from range? What happens when he just can't lean back like that? When a guy's fast enough to pop a jab out there to get it in his face before he can lean back? What happens? I just want to see it.
You know, Greg, I've heard from a very, very, very reliable source that Bud and Fedor will be fighting in December. So I'm
Fedor ain't the guy,
very
though.
interested. Huh?
Fedor ain't gonna do it, man.
I'm telling you. Listen, this is a
No. I'm not. No. I'm not talking about that. I believe your source. All I'm saying is that Fedor won't be the guy. No.
I think it'll be an interesting fight.
It definitely will be interesting, and Fedor could, but I don't think he got the heart in him. I don't think he got the dog.
Nah, Fedor got the dog in him. What you mean?
Man, Tim Tszyu was slipping his punches too easily, man.
If Tim Tszyu hadn't got cut, he was gonna stop him.
Yeah, I think
say that, but Tim Tszyu had 1 or 2 good rounds. How you know? But me personally, I thought Fedor was gonna beat Tim Tszyu. I said Fedor was gonna win that fight, but
2 cents.
Tim Tszyu was on. He had 2 good rounds, and everybody was like, "Oh, he would have beat him." You don't know if Fedor would have been able to make those adjustments.
Hey, 2 cents. If blood was in your motherfucking eyes, you only would have had 2 good rounds too.
No, I get it. I'm saying if he didn't get cut.
Yeah, all she's saying is that we're making.
Been able to make the adjustment.
Yeah, all she's saying is that we're basing it on 2 rounds. We don't know what would have happened moving forward. And that's a fair argument.
He was going to stop him.
I think so.
He come to fight with his heart. Go ahead, Greg.
But no, I think so too, Detroit BC. I mean, we were lying there. I just felt like Fedor looked slow as shit trying to box from the outside. Like, it just seems like it wasn't his forte. He didn't know what to do. And so I don't know if he can keep Bud on the outside of his of range. But now here's what you know what? Let me think about this a little bit differently. Here's what Fedor.
Wait, real quick, Greg. You're saying Tim Tszyu is slow, but you gotta.
No, I'm talking about Fedor.
I mean Fedor. You're saying Fedor is slow, but you gotta think his range is so long, and then he also has the ability to fight on the inside. He actually prefer to fight on the inside.
That's where I was about to go. That's where I was about to go. I was about to go there.
Advantage of that range. You got your biggest shit, you're long as hell. Take advantage of it. You're not even supposed to get touched.
But hold on. So to me, when he fights from range, he's a little bit slow. But what if he did go to fight Bud inside? If Crawford can't hurt him, because Crawford's gonna have to punch upwards, and punching upwards takes power off your punches. What if he goes and fights Crawford on the inside? Yeah, if he fights Crawford on the inside, man, he really just turns up the work rate on Crawford. Can Crawford keep up? I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Let me tell y'all something. Crawford is strong as shit. Don't doubt that little black motherfucker.
No, he's strong. No, I agree with that. I'm talking about punching power, though. There's a difference between strength and punching power. And his punching power looked less effective moving up to 54. If Fundora can tie him up on the inside and just kind of work from an inside, maybe he can do something. I don't know. Slap Happy Gorilla just hit us with the 499. Jose Benavidez was rangy. He struggled, but got kicked. Man, stop it. Jose Benavidez was walking on one leg, man. He had a gunshot wound. He walked into the ring with blood leaking down his leg from the gunshot wound.
Hey,
Stop
but
it.
He still gave Crawford a tough fight, though, for real.
And it still gave Crawford a tough fight. Exactly. Stop it. Stop it. What are you talking about, Slap Happy Gorilla? You tripping.
He had to slide something in. He ain't know what else to say.
Man,
I don't know, because that's the thing. Like, even if you feel like, okay, I just got to get on the inside, that's where he prefers to fight. So, yeah. and even though that jab is slow, it's so rangy. It's so rangy. And then, you think he's finna come in and he can hit you with some uppercut, hit you with the right one, too. And I don't know, man. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I'm interested to see the game plan that Bomac and Bud come up with to beat Fundora. Because Fundora is a challenging fight for anybody. I don't care what y'all say. I haven't seen him in a fight that wasn't, competitive, or people didn't really have a hard time trying to figure it out.
Jason Williams asked me, who else knocked out Jose Benavidez? Nobody once he was healed.
What is that? What does that matter?
Yeah, who else did he fight?
Nobody.
Jason,
Nobody.
I think he just fought Jamal, huh?
He fought Maul and he fought Danny Garcia.
Right.
And he had some other little combat fight. Easy overhand rights. He's an absolute sucker for them. Except Crawford doesn't throw overhand rights. He's gonna be in the southpaw position. I don't know why. Crawford is a fucking southpaw.
Because Fundora's southpaw too, right? So he might try to fight him orthodox.
Man, Terrence Crawford would fight him in. Terrence Crawford is nothing but a southpaw that starts off in orthodox just for the hell of it. Talking about, man, he made an adjustment. He didn't make no adjustment, man. He's just a southpaw.
Hey, as we sitting here talking, I'm looking at the other fight, and this guy, Sherez, he from over there somewhere, because I got him muted. But he's tall and lanky like Fundora. But I don't know what their weight class is. I'm going to give him 168.
Man, Bud don't adapt.
I'm just looking at it. But this guy is taking better advantage of his size.
Yeah. Fundora has like the physical tools in terms of size. I just don't.
He just don't know how to use them.
Yeah, I don't think he knows how to use them the way that he needs to use them in order to be effective. I mean, that's just kind of how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I see.
Greg. Listen, man, when it's like he has the love for it, but he ain't got that heart. It's the difference when you love the game and when you got that killer instinct. Like when we seen Tank stepping toward Frank with that little smirk on his face, like, I'm coming. I'm finna catch your ass. This shit finna be over with, right? Versus when you see it like Crawford stepping back and peering it, like, again, this is why we love it. In different
I just want to see Crawford in there with somebody, like I said before, that has range, has athletic ability, that he can't simply rely on being able to hit from a range that the person would have to, when most people fight Terrence Crawford outside of, I would say, Arrow, but Arrow was, and this is why a lot of people a lot of people that, were Arrow fans got pissed off with me for saying this, but man, Arrow was making a lot of mistakes in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And so, although that didn't look like the correct Arrow to me, but Arrow kept ducking down to his right-hand side, right there where his head was to get caught with Terrence Crawford right hook. So, Arrow just didn't fight the right fight, and it just didn't look like the right Arrow. But
that's what it is right there, Greg. That was not the correct Arrow, and I wish he'd do an interview and come on clean, because man, I lost a dinner roll that night. Now, mind you, these whole 5 years I've been there in everybody's chats, going back and forth. And after seeing Boots, I said, man, I picked Boots to beat Earl and Bud. And they was on me about that one. But I still had Earl over Bud. And when that shit took place, you talking about a brother that was disgusted?
Yeah, I was a bit disgusted myself, too. I don't give a damn what nobody said talking about this excuse. How was it an excuse, Jason Williams, when I literally said, hey, he fought the wrong fight? Like, what else you want me to say?
I mean, you knew when he did that interview backstage. When he did that interview backstage, because I was at a party and I looked at my brothers. I said, "What the fuck? What is going on?" He was incoherent. You couldn't even understand nothing he was saying. I was like, "This is about to be a bad night."
So for and let me get a slap happy gorilla hit me with a 199. My point was he struggled but got the KO. So that night, and people make up so much bullshit talking about me and Jason was up there looking sad and all this other stuff. Man, none of that shit happened. Jason and I were just watching the fight. Jason, we don't really get emotionally involved with fights like that. So, but I had to go upstairs and put my kids to bed. So right after like the fight before Errol and Terrence, I went upstairs. When I came back downstairs, they were already in the ring, so I missed the actual interview. I didn't see it. But before I even sat back down and put my earpiece back in, because I walked in with maybe like a minute and something to go in the first round, and I walked back in, and before I even sat down, I just kind of stood there and watched until the end of the round, and I was like, man, Errol looks off. Like his balance looks off. He just looks off. And then when I sat down, that's when people started talking about, and I started hearing people talking about how he looked before the fight. I didn't see any of that, and I could already tell that like his balance looked off. He just looked off.
He was in the back punching the mitts with Derek James. He was punching Derek. They made them cut the cameras off. Like it's. People don't want to admit it or, say it's excuses and all that, but the truth is something was up with Earl. Like, and that's
he was punching Derek.
Hey, Earl was off that ooh-wee. That's what it was.
He was like he was punching and hit. He was punching and hit Errol. Hit Derek James.
Yes, he was missing the mitts or throwing the wrong punch or whatever, but he hit Derek, and that's when they was like, cut the cameras off. You know what I'm saying? When he was in the back warming up.
I was told that it was a rib injury. And I was told from a very reliable source that he had a rib injury going into that fight, and it was confirmed by somebody else who I know that knows Errol in Atlanta, told me the same thing. So,
and he probably can't come out and say he had a rib injury because he probably wasn't supposed to be cleared to fight.
I wouldn't doubt it. Jason Williams, I did not cry. I don't cry over no boxing fights, man. Like, why? So it was so interesting too, Sin. I don't think I knew who you were at that time, but. Oh my God! They came to the comment section on all of our videos, on all of them. And
they was on my head too.
Oh man, they were predicting my demise or our demise. I remember who was it? This one guy, man. Shout out to him though, man. I'm actually cool with him. He did this whole video, clipping up our videos and doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. I was watching y'all at the time. I seen you talking about the guy on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Yeah.
So, and I guess people think that stuff like that bothers me. It doesn't. I think all
Hold on, let me
exposure.
respond to Jason Williams.
Yeah.
This dude.
How do you see?
You know who I am. You know who I am, Jason. So you nobody. Is that what you're saying? And he's saying, tell me again how these aren't excuses. They are not excuses. These are observations and things that people seen before the fight. It's not an excuse. Like, y'all got to learn the difference between an excuse and an observation. And these boxers should be able to come out and tell if something was going on with them. Now, it becomes an excuse when you say, if this wouldn't have happened, I would have won the fight. That's an excuse. But if you just come out and saying, hey, I had this going on, then that's not an excuse. So we can talk about whatever observations we've seen before the fight, Jason. It's not an excuse.
That's exactly right.
You're a Terrence Crawford pickle hugger, bro.
Jason talking about, no, I knew you would survive. Bud hate keeps the channel going. If Bud lost, y'all would be dead in the water. So first and foremost, and I've told everybody this, if it wasn't for Errol Spence, we wouldn't be this big. We wouldn't be this big. I mean, that's just the truth of it. It doesn't really have a whole lot to do with Terrence Crawford. As a matter of fact, Terrence Crawford videos don't run like that.
They sure don't.
2 Cent. You get exposure to the analytics on your channel. Terrence Crawford videos don't run like that. It was actually Terrence being tied to Errol that made AM Sports Media. I'll be open and honest to that. But they were saying
now. They do a little better now.
Just a little, but not much. Like I could do an Errol Spence video and get 10,000 views like that. Terrence Crawford videos, if they're not tied to Errol, they may get 2, 3 now. Back before, if you didn't tie them to Spence, they may do like 1,000 maybe. So, nah, bruh, stop with all that Terrence Crawford noise. But yeah, they said we were dead. We came into the fight with 9,000 subscribers, and now we at 18,000. So we didn't die. For all these haters, these haters love coming back to these channel and talk, and they keep calling me a hater, but they keep coming back. I'm like Skip Bayless, and Terrence Crawford is my LeBron James. Go ahead.
They know it makes sense. That's why they keep coming back. They just don't want to agree.
Yeah, that's what it is. If I was just saying something that was completely off my rocker, they would completely just ignore the channel. But because I'm saying something that in reality, in the core of their minds, they know it makes sense, then that's why they keep coming back to tell me how much nothing I say makes any sense. But in reality, they know it does. They know it does.
Greg, are you watching this Riyadh card? I don't know.
Hell no.
I want to point out, I don't know if you've seen the crowd. Like, it looks like a great event and everything's put together. It looks nice. But I don't know if it's because the place is so big, it looks empty, or if it's just not that many people there. Where are they at? Are they in the UK?
They're in the UK, right?
Sold out.
They're in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they say it was sold out?
It's definitely not sold out. And you know how they will section off that one spot, like toward the it would generally be toward the left, and it's empty over there, and have everybody else in the other seats.
Hey man, Dante Boxing Talk, liar. I did not say it was a 55-45 fight. I said it was a 50-50, but I lean more toward Errol, so I'm gonna give it 51-49. That's what I always said. I never gave it 55-45 to Spence. Stop it. Not true. Boy, these folks they be making up stuff.
I think about 75% of people thought Spence was gonna win that fight.
Yeah. Hey, Terrence shook up the world with that one. You got to take your hat off to him. That's the best he ever looked.
And that's the worst Spence ever looked.
That part,
that's true. That's true.
Things can be true at the
same
same
time. They both look
different
in that ring. They both look different.
I had to come on after that fight and make my way around the channels. Oh, I hated it. But
they still listen. Every time I get on the panel, you said Errol Spence. I'm like, well, why won't y'all let that go? Like, okay, they lost. I don't understand why the chant. they hold on to that. Like, is this your fighter's only win that's credible that you can keep bringing up? Is that why y'all keep doing that?
I'm trying to tell you, man, some of these fans live vicariously through fighters. They live vicariously through these fighters. And so that was them telling us they are somebody. I am somebody. I am somebody. You know, that's really all it is, man. That's really all it is.
Hey, Greg, question
Yep.
for you, man. Because this
Yep.
is my first time using this. It's not StreamYard because you're going through OBS. How do I make the chat pop up?
I don't know about on your end, but at the bottom there is this thing right over to the far left hand side that you.
No, you gotta go back
like
to the
chat box.
YouTube. It's not gonna show the YouTube chat.
Oh, you talking about the YouTube? Yeah, you got to be in YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't even think you can do that in StreamYard, can you?
Yeah, you can do it in StreamYard.
Oh,
You
okay.
can make the you can do it in StreamYard.
Yeah, so I use OBS, and so everything that I need is in OBS. I can like respond directly to the chat through OBS.
Yeah, but on
You said you're not watching the card, Greg?
Man, I'm not paying for that 2 cents.
I'm not either. But
That don't mean you're not watching it.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not, man. I'm not. Man, I don't support Eddie Hearns or Terrence
That's
Crawford
what Eddie Hearn.
or Terrence Crawford. Won't buy his shit.
So what
either.
you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen with Shakur? My 2 cents. I don't think he's gonna fight Williams Zepeda next. I think we're gonna get another Duck narrative, and he's still gonna fight another BS opponent. But I have heard rumors that Tank Davis is trying to fight Williams Zepeda, even though he does have a fight scheduled. And I think personally that might be a decent idea, and it can kind of back Shakur into a corner if Tank Davis fights Williams Zepeda. What you think about that?
I don't think it would. I don't know if it's gonna back him into a corner. I think it would be a good fight for Tank. But let me tell you something. If Tank were to fight, now we've heard people bring up Williams Zepeda's name. The minute Tank says he's fighting Williams Zepeda, you know what ended up happening? That's not a good fight. Oh, Williams Zepeda ain't a good fight. No. Oh, Williams Zepeda, that ain't a good fight. But it'll be a good fight for Shakur. They say that's an outstanding fight. So I don't know if it's going to back him in the corner.
Did I say that the Fundora was going to be Bud? No, that's not what I said. I said it'd be an interesting fight. Dude, your comprehension level, you got to get that together.
She cooking you. She cooking you, Jason Williams. What you going to do about that?
Is he in the Discord, or is he just...
No, Jason Williams not in the Discord, man. He not in the Discord.
He acting like it.
No, he boy, those nut huggers in the Discord. Oh my God. So I got this gift that I got on deck, Detroit BC, just for the Discord. Where anytime they start talking about Terrence Crawford, man, I just put this gif up, and it's like this person with all this, like, their mouth full with all this white stuff dripping from it. And every time they start talking about Crawford, I post that. Cause these dudes, man, I mean, come on, man. Like, do we got to talk about dude constantly?
Every conversation leads to Crawford. It don't matter what.
Everyone. Make you be talking about Tank, somehow they get right back to Terrence Crawford.
But yeah, I'm just wondering what Shakur gonna do. And I see. Did you see that? Did you hear Boots is fighting in Philly?
Yeah, November. I might try to get up there.
Yeah. Boots and Bam on the same card. I think that'd be pretty decent. So I guess Boots gonna stay at 47 and try to chase these champions around and get these belts. I hope it don't end up being a situation where everybody just try to wait him out until they feel like he can't make the weight, because he's gonna be in that weight class for a while if they just try to wait him out. Because that's kind of what they did to Earl.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It was Bud.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Say it right, baby.
Say what now?
Just end up staying at the weight class too long, though. Like, you end up staying at that weight class too long, and Boo's got such a potential to be a star. Like, you know, he has it, the star power. Like, he's just not capitalizing on it, I feel like, because he wants to quote unquote be undisputed. But I think he should kind of took the route that Tank took, built himself to be a star, and then, you know, have the ability to pay these opponents top dollar to compete with you, because it seems like now that's the issue. People want to keep outpricing themselves from fighting you.
Yep. Oh, Detroit BC, you back with your cover picture, huh?
Yeah.
I got you.
Slide in, grab me some food right quick, but I'm still listening. I got it on. They about to AJ and them about to fight. They doing a little interview before the fight now.
Okay, all right. I'm probably gonna end the live stream before that because I want people to get the chance to go watch that. Man, I hope AJ.
Ain't nobody watching this for real.
You don't think so?
Nah.
Hey, I watch two cats fight. I love boxing, but I'm not paying for this shit. No. And
okay.
No bread. Yeah.
See, I go ahead and pay for them, man. So I just don't even. You feel me?
Oh, no.
So I just
the fights I want, I'll pay for. AJ, I'm not a fan of them.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. I'm posting some media here. I was actually trying to find something real quick. I don't see it though.
Yeah, boxing a little slow right now. I'm waiting on everything to pick up.
Fight, but I totally understand where people are.
Oh, here it is, right here. Yeah, I'm about to share this real quick, cause man, folks just be lying, y'all. It just be making me mad when people just be coming up and saying stuff that we never said, making up all this stuff. Oh, you said. No, we didn't say that.
Oh, did you hear that Ryan Garcia is supposed to be fighting Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition fight?
I hadn't heard that, nah. But let me see. Yeah, I gotta share it. Y'all check this out right here. Since people make these ridiculous comments, you might be able to see. This is when I think I first started the channel, and then Jason came in. But this is just like some quick clips I pulled together because people were talking about. Yeah, you said that Errol Spence was gonna wipe the floor with Terrence Crawford, and that Crawford was trash, and all this other bullshit is not true.
I got Spence winning that fight, but I totally understand where people are trying to come from with Bud. Bud is knocked out. I think his last 10 opponents.
Hold on, let me see how I turn it up. Oh, there it is, right there.
And
come on, play.
I got Spence winning that fight. But I totally understand where people are trying to come from with Bud. Bud is knocked out. I think his last maybe 10 opponents, and he's been impressive. And then Bud has he's Bud slick. He's fast, and he's a great counterpuncher. With Roy Jones Jr. would align with Terrence Crawford. And don't get me wrong, Terrence Crawford has an excellent chance to win in this fight.
Exactly.
Spence really hasn't had any close fights, and I think the fight with he and Terrence Crawford is probably going to be the closest fight he's had at welterweight. So
I agree with that.
But for people who are analytical and really just look at the game and look at the fight, we understand that even with us, on our channel, man, we pick Spence, but we know that Crawford is a dog.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
He's a real deal. He's skilled. He's fast. He got good footwork. Spence is in there asking for 80-20. He would. I would consider him. He's ducking. Errol Spence. I think we both said that we believe Errol Spence is going to win this fight. But at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 fight. I've never pretended it's going to be anything but a 50-50 fight. So I don't see great fighter. Would never doubt it. But I just don't see him as being what people are saying he is now. I think people are describing him as a 10, and I see him more as an 8.5. This is the premier fight for both of these fighters. They have nowhere else to go, neither Spence or Crawford.
If the fight isn't made, it hurts Crawford's legacy. If the fight's not made, it hurts Spence's legacy, regardless of who's the reason why. So even if Crawford is the reason why the fight isn't made, Spence needs this fight. This is a legacy fight. This is a fight that can put you in the Hall of Fame, becoming a unified welterweight champion over the number one pound for pound champion currently in the sport.
So the facts are the facts, and I can go back and go find a prediction video, and I'm pretty sure I didn't say that it was like a 55-45 or whatever the hell you guys be sitting up there talking about. I never said that. Like, it's just a bunch of lies, yo.
They could see you walk on water, and they're going to say it's because you can't swim.
There you go. Just a bunch of bullshit, man.
I was in the building that day. I remember it.
In the building what day?
It's always great to see people's channels in the beginning stages. I like to, like, when I find a new channel, I like to go back to their oldest video and watch it. And that also kind of give you inspiration. Like, all the content creators out there, if you got content creators you like to follow, go back and look at their beginning so you won't be trying to compare and, compete with what it is they got going on now. Like, everybody started from somewhere, and it's always good to see the growth of people's channels.
Yeah, Slap Happy Gorilla hit me with the $4.99. Appreciate you, fam. Boots can be the future of 47 or 54, but needs the right representation. And then Jason Williams says, you made like 3 Errol Spence documentaries, but still ain't hit one for Bud because Bud doesn't inspire anyone. Why would I do a documentary on someone that inspires no one?
For nothing to happen. It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of my time. He ain't inspiring nobody. Why am I going to make a documentary over a dude that nobody cares about? Man, go buy his fights. That's what you do.
Go buy his merch.
Yeah, go buy his merch. Go make him rich. Like you talk about him enough. Make him rich. Has the fight started yet?
Nope.
No. They just walked in. They ain't even about to get in the ring.
Damn, walked into the building?
Yep.
Man, oh man, that is shitty. Yeah.
Interviews and whatnot.
Yeah. So content creation, especially when you first getting into it, you're trying to figure out what it is that you're doing. You're trying to figure out your lane. You're trying to figure out your style. And I literally dragged Jason into it. That first video was that first segment that first clip in that video was me just getting on there and just doing a video and then sending it to Jason and saying, dude, the video's here. We gotta roll. And you kind of develop who you are, what your style is, how everything looks as you go and learn. It's been fun.
Yeah, and then you start seeing what works, what doesn't work.
Exactly.
It's a trial and error.
It's a lot of trial and error, a lot. And I try to help people as I can with their content creation because I know it's a journey. It takes a long time. Definitely. And boy, people don't get how much work it is to get it to grow. Like, it is a freaking ton of work. Like, you gotta think of the topics. You gotta do a lot of research. You gotta kind of form I kind of form my opinion on the fly. But so Jason and I don't kind of we just kind of freestyle. Like, whatever our opinion is, we just kind of go.
Yeah.
But and you got to be very consistent and got to learn how to do you got to learn how to do thumbnails. You got to learn how to do videos. You got to learn how to edit videos. You got to learn how to edit sound. It's a lot of work. And those are all the things that I learned. Jason don't know how to do shit but hit the record button. Yeah,
you said you dragged him into it though, so he like, hey, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yeah, I always got to throw a shot at him. Man, what else is going on right now in the sport?
It's slow. I mean, it's
really
a big thing about the TO with the racism thing. But really, what stood out to me the most about what TO said is he said any one of them monkeys can come get this banana, and I just thought that had a little gay undertone, especially when a couple interviews before that, he said Gervonta had some DSL lips. So I'm kind of like, what's up with T.O. with these comments? Like, it's a little weird.
He had what kind of lips?
DSL.
What does that mean?
DSN lips. D sucking lips.
Oh, okay. DSL. Oh, I didn't know what that meant.
Yo.
I was like, what is that? Is that a new designer bag? Okay.
No.
Okay, I got you.
No.
Yeah, so Jason Williams in the comment section saying, Greg, don't touch those types of topics. And I don't. I try to avoid talking about personal lives and stuff that's like that. I think people can imagine how I feel about comments like that, so I don't have to come on and do an entire video about it.
Yeah. I wasn't talking about the racism. I'm just talking about these undertone comments he keep making, and him and Ron Garcia are extremely mentally unstable. I don't even know why there's outrage when they say and do stupid things. Like, they're clearly not all there.
I totally agree with that, and to me, it's not even worth entertaining. To me personally,
right?
Like, why would I entertain that? People want me to come make a whole video addressing T.O. making some stupid comment. I don't want, what's the point of that? Like
who are they, and why are you letting me? Like, it's like, I'm not gonna let a crazy person, for lack of a better word, upset me. I'm not gonna let an ignorant person upset me. I'm not gonna let somebody that I absolutely know they don't know what they're talking about affect me emotionally. Like, I don't understand. Well, like, how are y'all even taking these people serious? So that's my whole spiel about that. People, want you to come and address it, but there's nothing to address. It's like, who are they? Like,
I didn't address anything with, and I'm gonna go all the way back. I didn't address anything about Maul. I didn't address anything about Mel, or we didn't. We didn't address anything about Devin's situation in California. We didn't address anything about the second Devin situation. I saw a lot of people doing videos about when he was at the fair. We didn't do it, and they got a ton of hits off of it. A bunch of hits off of a bunch of views. We didn't do any content on that. We didn't do anything about what happened with Bomac, Tank. None of that stuff. We don't touch any of it. Like, if it's personal,
sometimes it depends on what it is, and if I could tie it back into boxing, like I did a video. I think I talked about the Devin thing because the simple fact it was like, you made your announcement back, and then now you're getting yourself in legal trouble. And they were saying that somebody said something to him about the Ryan fight and all this. I was just like wondering, like, what does this mean? Like, is he mentally ready to be back in boxing? So I kind of just took it from that angle.
Yeah, no, I feel you there, and like, that's perfectly fine as long as, like, to me, like, flip back to boxing, like, that makes sense to me. But like, just talking about I'll reference it without actually saying it, right? Like, we know he's had some challenges here over the last few months. I wonder if this is if he's gonna be able to come back to the sport. I just don't like talking about their personal lives, man, because I don't want nobody talking about my personal life. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if it's something like fighter A got into a car crash,
he got in a fight, Greg.
Who? Talking about, Devin. Yeah. No, I get
you. Got in a fight.
I feel you. But like, if a fighter got into a car accident or something like that, yeah, we're gonna cover that, because will he be able to fight moving forward?
Right.
Like, what kind of damage did it do to him? So you're gonna cover stuff like that. But like, some idiot making some dumb comment that, one thing, they need to start letting him say the ninja word. I mean, he's been saying that for a long time. You start letting people get too comfortable, man. They start doing stuff like that. So it is what it is. There's a lot of people that say that word. Shakur Stevens say that word, right? And he Puerto Rican.
Allegedly.
I thought he was Puerto Rican.
Allegedly.
Edgar Berlanga uses the word a lot. Why?
Really?
Yeah. Wow, you're not black. Why are you always using that word? So to me, I think people have given, and Jason Williams saying I'm not of the culture, but I think people have given passes to, like, Puerto Ricans to use the word, and I think it's because there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that, like, grew up in like New York and black areas, and so they've been given the pass. But should they? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, you can say I'm not for the culture if you want to.
What does that even mean?
Nothing. Because when people say the culture, they don't even know what the hell the culture is. Boys just be
What
talking.
is the culture?
Boys just be talking, man.
The
Boys just
culture
be
of
talking.
boxing. You know.
Yeah, these boys.
So you think Danny Garcia done? He retired?
Done. Put a fork in him. Done. Danny has no desire to be in the ring anymore. I think he felt that Israel Andy Laura would be a bit of a soft touch, an opportunity to make a paycheck and win another title, and it didn't work out that way. That's what I think. So I think it's time for Danny to hang him up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think nobody checking for Danny no more anyway. But I guess I heard he had a decent fan base.
I think Danny has a decent fan base for sure. I just think he's done.
He doesn't have the hunger.
Yeah. If the hunger's
He
not
said
there,
he
you
keeps
gotta
saying
let
he
him
don't
go.
gotta fight no more. So I think once they get to the point where they ain't gotta fight no more, it's kind of like
That's what I'm saying. Like once you get to that point where it's like you've made enough money where you waking up to those silk sheets, and as Danny mentioned, he's made a lot of investments in real estate and all that other stuff. Man, it's time to skedaddle. Because boxing is you don't play boxing. It's not like how in the NBA, you go out there and some kid just blows by you and it's like, oh yeah, I'm done. It's time for me to retire. No, somebody knocks your mother head off your shoulder, and that's when you realize it's time to retire. No, just
So
move on.
did he hurt his legacy by quitting on the stool? I've seen a lot of people saying that. I don't think so, but what's your 2 cents about that?
He saved himself from a knockout. Because that's all that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't think his legacy is necessarily damaged. He had never been stopped before that, right?
Nope.
No, he never been knocked out, nothing.
Man, Greg didn't know what DSL was. That's why I said he's not of the. Man, shut up! I don't know DSL. Man, there ain't no common theme. They ain't they ain't common in Florida. What you talking about? There ain't nothing I've ever heard of. Anyway.
Hey, Greg, you out of Georgia, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm out of Atlanta, but I'm from Florida.
Okay. And I just left Atlanta. I was out of Douglasville. But I'm
okay. Okay, I know exactly what Douglasville is. Yep. Why you left the A, man?
Man, I moved to AZ for love. I came out here and got married.
Oh, Arizona?
Yeah.
Arizona's a nice place.
You in Phoenix?
No, I'm in Maricopa, but outside of Phoenix. Maybe
okay.
25 minutes.
Yeah, I got people out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I got people out there.
So you could tell when he walked over to the corner, he was looking for his dad to save him. They were like, Danny, are you done? He's like, well, it's up to him. What you mean it's up to him? It's up to you. Do you want to keep fighting? When he said that, what he was really saying is, Daddy, save me.
Yeah, Angie knew it.
He was just out too long. He was out too long.
Yeah.
He needed a tune-up. His timing was off. Everything was off. Like, it just... Obviously, they don't spar unless they in camp. So, it just... I knew Danny was going to get stopped in that fight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Danny. I was in... Greg Hatch's boy, Bang, his chat. I'm telling him, I said, Danny just came back to hit a quick lick. I said... Danny,
and I really don't see Earl coming back either.
You know
it would surprise me if Earl doesn't come back.
We gonna see.
He like seriously, the longer Earl Spencer's out of the ring, the less desire I have to see him fight, especially if he's gonna do something as irresponsible as coming back and trying to fight a champion. Like that's just not a good idea to me.
Earl ain't taking no tune-ups, but but again, 2 cents. Dig this here. When I seen Danny come in the ring and I didn't see a 2-pack, I knew what it was.
But he was moving up in weight.
It doesn't matter. When you in the gym and you putting in that work, you coming there looking the part. When you don't see a 2-pack, no signs of a 6-pack, not even a deuce.
All right, man. Well, man, let me wrap this up. I got to go up here, man, and see what's going on with these kids, but and allow people to get to this fight. But appreciate y'all. I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about that Devin Haney situation, because that just really ticked me off. I mean, that really pissed me off when I saw people in the comment section making the comments that they were making. It's like, dog.
What they say? I missed that part.
Shit, like, let me pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up and give
Real
it to
quick,
you.
I know you're trying to hop off, but I missed the beginning of the rant.
Yeah, no worries. Let me see.
But you caught the interview though, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I did a little reaction to it on Friday. I was reacting to it because I still haven't watched the whole thing, but I did. I went through half of it on my live.
Okay. Dave could not own that he lost. He put it on the steroids. That was the only thing I heard about it.
This cat, RSS 1669, he said some other. Oh, and they going to war with somebody in there. They're going to war in this thing. But now it seems like he may be understanding what I say. Bro, what kind of title is that? What responsibility is he supposed to take against someone who cheated him? Y'all are weird as fuck. I used to watch y'all channel heavy, but y'all have got some weird takes lately. Thumbs down. So I said, I came in, I said, man, you're the type of fan who gets upset over a title like this without fully understanding the situation. First of all, you don't really know how steroids work. So you automatically assume one fighter has an advantage when that's not necessarily true. Ryan Garcia took Ostarine during the fight week. If you actually knew how these substances work, you'd realize they're not some magical pill that instantly gives you superhuman speed and strength. You need to train on them for weeks for any real impact. Haney understands this, but instead of owning up to getting caught by the same punch repeatedly, he's blaming Ostarine that was found in Ryan's system on fight week. Get your facts straight before you make these uninformed posts. And so then someone else came in there and supported me. Then he started talking about some banned substance. A banned substance is a banned substance. And then I responded and said, what the fuck are you talking about? Listen to the video. They're going to ban any substance they believe that might give you an advantage. The key word is believe, Ostarine. The key word is believe. Ostarine has been tested and actually failed stage 2 clinical trials because they couldn't prove its effectiveness. You're confusing violation of a rule, which I agree with in terms of suspension, with whether he actually had an advantage. Those are two very different concepts. Based on the science, Ostarine has not been proven to provide strength or speed advantages, but because there are some who believe it does, it is banned. You know, so I try to break it down for people, man, but they don't.
They not gonna use no logic. They just being emotional.
It's emotions, man, and it's like, dude, like. I keep telling people, come watch our channel because you get the opportunity to speak your mind and give your thoughts and your opinions, and you don't have to be worried about blocked and any of that other stuff. That's why you come support this channel. All that others, I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, we're not, everything that we say is not going to be perfectly aligned with what you believe, and that's not even my desire. Somebody else said it here. Hold on. Let me tell you this one, because I'm like, man, these guys, man, they tripping, man. Let me see. What did he say? He said, let me filter this comment. Let me see if I can find it. Folks be tripping. Where he said that. Oh, here we go, right here. This guy. I used to respect y'all, but y'all have really turned into Tank fanboys. But I get it. Being a Tank fanboy brings in more dollars, right? Right. Devin also said he would have done a lot of things differently leading up to the fight, and he said he would have been more patient after Ryan had success instead of trying to get it right back immediately. We can roast guys when they had bad nights, then get mad when big fights don't happen. And I just responded with, luckily I don't live for your respect. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, one guy came in really.
Excuse you for bringing in more dollars. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
You really got that upset about what they said about another man.
The internet is undefeated.
Oh no, he actually talking to me. Y'all really get, maybe he's talking about me. Y'all really get that upset about what they say, what they were saying in the comment section. Damn, I respect you addressing it though. Oh, okay. Yeah, you talking about I addressed it in the video. Yeah, I addressed certain things that people say. Some lady named Sarah came in here on the video that I did. Greg, your takes on Terrence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez. She says, Greg, shut the fuck up. Give Bud a praise. Stop trying to build your channel around the brother name. Enough is enough. Bud is the man now. He beat your boy Errol. She didn't spell his name right. I was with Errol. Didn't spell his name right again. Too, but I have to throw in my towel now and give respect to TBC. Hey, boy, you can't make this stuff up, man. So I hadn't even seen this one. So
you be getting a kick out of reading them comments.
Some of them I think like, man, how can you be that stupid? And then other ones, like this one, I just get a kick out of. Number one, because it's a woman, right? So I don't beef with women. And I mean, I think it's cool that women are following the sport. So, you know, love to her. If that made her feel good coming in there and saying, shut the fuck up. Okay. But you know what's interesting, 2 Cent? They come in, they say, you see all this stuff, I'm a hater, I'm a hater, I'm a hater, I'm a hater, I hate this, I hate that. And then when and they say all of our videos are Terrence Crawford videos, right? So we did a Canelo video. Canelo Alvarez destroys UFC 306 with 650,000 pay-per-view buys, sales generating blah, 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 right? You come in here and this has nothing to do with Terrence Crawford. We didn't mention Terrence Crawford, but it's ninjas in here talking about Terrence Crawford. So make it make sense to me. Why is it that if I don't talk about Terrence Crawford, it's an issue? Because you come in the comment section talking about Terrence Crawford, and I've literally had people saying, why didn't you make a video about Terrence Crawford saying this? Okay, and then when I do a Terrence Crawford video, all I do is do videos on Terrence Crawford, and the vitriol is never directed at Jason. The vitriol is always directed at me, and I know why. It's because I'm able to articulate a well thought out argument in a way that they're not used to, and that's seen as arrogance. Intelligence is seen as arrogance. I know that to be true. So they come directly after me. I mean, every single time, and every one of these things are pointed at me. They don't say shit about Jason. Oh man, boy.
Unless it's Jerry. Jerry gonna come in and talk his shit.
Jerry might come in and say something about Jason, but primarily in the comment section,
yeah,
they talking about me, and I'm talking about going hard too, boy. If they say something about Jason, they say Jason just agrees with everything I say. Be your own man, Jason. Be your own man. And it's like, man, Jason is his own man. Jason does not agree with my thoughts. Those are genuinely his thoughts. But I guess I have a demonstrative type of personality, maybe. I don't know. Something has them coming after me. But it's all good. You probably get the same thing, 2 Cent.
Oh yeah, they like to. When I first came, they used to try to, because I was a woman, they used to try to tell me I didn't know anything about boxing, no matter how much logic or truth I was speaking. But now they just throw Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence up in my face, because that's all they got.
Yep, that's what they do. That's what they do. But it's all good, man. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for everybody that joined the panel. Greg, Blaze, I think, joined the panel, but I don't think he said anything. I think it might have been one other person, and you, Detroit, BC, and 2 Cent. I just wanted to hop on here and give my thoughts quickly on this situation, because that really irked me. And my rants are designed to be things that irk me. And so I purposely sometimes read through my comment section to get irked, so that I have motivation to get on here and cook. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to let y'all get to the fight, and maybe we'll be commenting on this fight if Daniel Dubois is able to be successful tonight or today.
All right, peace out.
All right, y'all.
For Daniel.
Same, man. People. All right, later.
Fuck you, Jay. All right.